Wednesday. It is Wednesday, November 5th, and all week here on the channel, we are talking about fountain pens and fountain pen inks. My goal is to pinfluence you and inkfluence you, to influence you to play with your fountain pens and inks if you already have a collection, and or to dip your toe in the fountain pen and ink pond. So today we are going to look at some other pens in my collection. We're going to play around with some inks, and we're going to answer the 8 more pen questions, which I believe these set of questions came out last year or this year, maybe. I have no idea. But I'm going to answer 8 more questions as we play around, look at my pens, and also look at some of the tools that I think every fountain pen enthusiast should have in their stash. So we'll talk a little bit about that, and yeah, we'll just keep it going. We have 2 more days to Fountain Pen Day. I'm super excited. I have no plans to buy a pen, but who knows? I will be keeping my eyes peeled at Atlas because they tend to have these doorbuster sales, and they are quite wonderful. One of the pens that I got last year, is it in here? No, it's not in this one. My very first Fountain Pen Day pen I got from Atlas, and it was a doorbuster. I wanted to see if I would like the Platinum 3776 Century before I invested in the Kaweco one that I really like. So I just got the basic black and white, which I actually think black and white pens are quite attractive, and I think you should definitely have one in your collection, at least one. And I got this pen, and I did show an unboxing. I will link the video somewhere on the screen or in the description so you can check it out. But I hated this pen, like hated the pen. I talk so bad about this pen, and it was just stiff. I was so used to Pilot pens that had a nice soft nib, and this was terrible. And then I said, wait a minute, you just got to get used to it. So I used it every day for 2 weeks and fell in love promptly. I love Platinum. Platinum is okay with me. It was so okay with me that I got a second Platinum. Let me go get it. It's in my wooden box. I got a second Platinum, and this is the one that I wanted to begin with, but I wasn't willing to spend this much money on it. And this one I got, I always start, sorry, my dog is barking. I pray that he won't continue. Oh, my neighbor is doing some renovations, and so one of her contractors just pulled up. So I always start with a medium nib. So I got a medium nib, and I was like, this is too thin, but got to keep in mind that Japanese brand pens like Platinum, Pilot, Sailor, they are finer than Western nibs like Banu or Esterbrook, that kind of thing. So I was just learning. So I went with a medium, and I didn't love it. So when I got this one, which I got on eBay, because the price was right, I think I got this one from Pen Avenue. That is a reliable Etsy shop. I mean, not Etsy, eBay shop for pens. I've ordered a couple times from them. And thanks to the Reddit folks who suggested it. So this one is a broad, and this one feels more like a Western medium. And this is a gold nib pen. So I love platinums so much so that I have my eye and I'm so torn. I don't need another one because I have this medium, which I like. I really like the medium. I like that it is a fine. Fines are now starting to grow on me. But I'm like, this could just be it. But I really love the Platinum Century or Platinum 3776 Century in peppermint tea. And I also love the chai tea colorway. So I don't have a colorful pen, but I'm also like, do you want to buy another platinum? You have two. These are fine. So I'm thinking about it. It may be something for fountain pen, not fountain pen day, Atlanta Pen Show, because I would just want it for the colorway. I mean, once I have the nibs that I like, there's no need to keep buying the pens. Although I know people do that, and sometimes I do that. But anyway, I'll just put this right here. So I don't know what I'm going to buy for fountain pen day or if I'm going to buy anything. I'm also looking at accessories. So it doesn't need to be a fountain pen, but we'll talk about that today as I go through what I'm going to show you. And I'm drinking a lavender chamomile latte. Plus probiotics and steamed milk, cinnamon, stevia. I went grocery shopping yesterday. So I got some more stevia. And stevia has grown on me this past month. But anyway, I wanted to first just chat about some supplies that I think you should have in your collection if you are into fountain pens and into inks. The first thing is really simple. You need a rag because things get messy when you are cleaning your pens, playing with your inks, etc. Now, what I did was these were kitchen rags. These are from IKEA. And I first had them in my kitchen, and then after I got some new ones, I repurposed these. So these are from IKEA, and I just used them. So that's one way to get some rags. Another way is to go to the Goodwill and just grab, from the Goodwill section, grab a towel or something. And that's another inexpensive way. Actually, I would recommend that you go to the Goodwill and just grab a rag because the prices are good. I go and I get rags from the Goodwill all the time for my studio. Sometimes I even find really nice napkins. I found a set of Crate & Barrel napkins at the Goodwill that I actually use in my kitchen. But you can definitely need a rag. That's important. Some other little tools that I think are important, especially for inking. This is what the samples look like when you buy them from the store. Or I got a lot of these from Goulet Pens, as you can see, gouletpens.com. So they come in these little vials. And yes, you can stick your pen inside of here and fill up your pen, right? But if you don't want to make a huge mess, it's good to have a blunt syringe, right? So you can't stick yourself because it's blunt. It's like I don't know if you can see. Yeah, there you go. See, it's blunt. But this is helpful. And I also got this from Goulet Pens is because then you can go inside, suck up the ink, and then put it in your pen and everything is a little clean. And they actually come like this. I have a couple of them, the different sizes. So I think this is something good to have in your collection because it just makes filling inks easier. And then also I'm going to show you this little hack that I do with my pens. And we're going to use this shortly. So blunt syringe rags are really important to have. If you really want to get fancy and you're like, okay, I have a lot of samples, and sometimes your samples can get really low where it's not a lot in there for you to get out. You definitely need a blunt syringe for that, or you can get something called a miser cup. And this just makes filling ink a little easier when you have a little bit left. I don't know the magic behind it. I just know I have one. So this is another tool that is helpful to have. Another thing that I have, and I just happen to have these in my stash. You may have these in your stash too. I think this is from Korea or Japan. Somebody bought this back for me, a friend. Having some kind of little container. These little containers are great because you can put ink cartridges in here. You can put nibs in here. Like if you're swapping out, I have a nib in here. I have a couple nibs in here actually. I think these are my Lamy nibs. Yes. So I have a fine Lamy nib here. And then I have a medium Lamy nib here. So you can have nibs in here. You can have ink cartridges, converters. But this is really good so that you can keep your stuff organized and not lose anything. So I would also recommend that. And then another thing I recommend is this, a bulb syringe. This is really essential for cleaning your fountain pens. And when you open them up, let me see, is this one? This one is not inked. So I'll just open it up. And you see the converters here. Pop the converter off. You can use this bulb syringe with water to kind of like clean the feed. You can, I also use this blunt syringe to get in here to like clean out the converter. So this bulb syringe is really important for like keeping your fountain pens clean. Like you don't want to take your pen and put it under the faucet. I know it seems efficient. Trust me, I've done it. But it's probably going to damage your pen depending on the pressure of the water. So having something like this where you can suction in some clean water and gently clean your feed is important. And these tools are really inexpensive. Like this is inexpensive, this is inexpensive, and then the rags are inexpensive. And that's all you need. Oh my God, my Tamagotchi are doing something. Oh, look, they're changing. Oh, he's so cute. That's the one I wanted. Y'all know I'm all about my hobbies. So my guess is that this one is going to change soon. So anyway, so a bulb syringe and the planet is changing. You better get you some hobbies. That's how you're going to stay alive. It's hard out here in this world. Get you a hobby. These are my Tama kids. So anyway, a bulb syringe will help keep your stuff very clean. And then the final thing I would say about tools that I use, and this is a new one to me. I got this sample holder from the Atlanta Pen Show by a creator called Pengineer 3D. And I just thought it was super cool. I think 3D printing is cool, period. But when I saw this, I said, oh my God, I have so many samples, but this is a good way to keep your samples steady if you're like spending a day in your ink journal and you want to use your samples. It's just, they keep them all together. Now, I just got this small one that holds 7, but I've seen ink sample holders that hold a lot more than this. But I thought this was really cute. So this is like a nice to have. You don't need it, but I like having it because now I don't have to worry about spilling ink all over, because you can open this, pop it in there. Now it's stable. And now you can either put your blunt syringe in there. You don't have to worry about tipping anything over. You can pop your pen in there. You don't have to worry about tipping anything over. So I actually like having this. And I just think it's really cool that a printer printed this out. So those are just some tools that you can have in your toolkit if you are playing with your inks. I didn't buy all of these at the same time. As I learned and got into fountain pen collecting, I got these things at different times. So don't feel like you need to go out and buy all these things. Like I didn't get these blunt syringes until I had placed like my third order for samples, and I was like, oh, maybe I should get that. And I learn about tools because of people in the community, right? So if you have any fountain pen YouTubers that you follow, leave them in the comments. I would love to check out their channels and learn about some new ones. So do me a solid and share, okay? So that is it for the tools. Now let me show you the pens that we're gonna my collection. Like I think I said yesterday that I have about 63, 64 pens, and in that collection I have sub collections where there are multiple of the same brand. Like yesterday we talked about all of my Kawecos. I still haven't found the rose gold one. I don't know where it's at, but it's gonna pop up. I'm gonna stop thinking about it, and it's gonna show up when it needs to show up. I have a lot of pens, like not just fountain pens, but all kinds of pens. I have all kinds of cup holders. I could have just stashed it in a cup holder somewhere, and I'm not paying attention, or I'm not realizing it's somewhere safe. But anyway, so in my collection, I have these sub collections where I have multiple of one type of pen. And it's usually the pens, with the exception of Banu, which these aren't cheap. And I do have 3 of them. Most of the pens that, actually I also have a sub collection of Sailor Progress Slims. Anyway, forget what I was about to say. But the ones where I have like more than 5 tend to be the pens that are more affordable. So like under $50. That's when I start getting into more than 5 pens. And one of those collections is, first of all, look how cute this case is. This is a brand new Galen leather pen case. This is the Kaweco Sport 14 pen case, and this is the 10 pen case. They look the exact same size, right? But this is what happens over time. It will patina. Right, so it starts out like this. This is brand new, and then it'll eventually turn like this. And same thing with all my Galen leather. And like I've had this one longer than I've had this. So you see how it starts here, goes here, comes here, right? So the slip pin is the one I had the longest. So Galen makes this, and this is not sponsored. I bought all this with my money, but Galen, you can send me things. You can send me things. I already love you. I've placed like 5 orders, slip pins. I mean, I got all the things, but I really do love the products, and these travel really well. They're beautiful. I love a good handmade leather good. So anyway, they make this Kaweco Sport 14 pen case, but you could also use these for any of your pocket pens. Kaweco Sports are pocket pens, so we're going to be talking about pocket pens today. Now these pocket pens aren't the only pocket pens I have, right? I have a little Banu cutie. I don't know what they call it. I can't remember the name, but I have a Banu pocket pen. I even think like Pilot, what is that one that I have? It's small. I think I would consider that a pocket pen. And I have, what other pocket pens I have? I think those are pretty much it. But most of my pocket pens are right here. Now I love Kaweco Sports. I love them because, like, look at these colors. I love them because I travel quite a bit, and whenever I am traveling, did I bring it over? Let me go get it. I'm never prepared. When I'm traveling, I take this little Kaweco carrying case, and I always take 2 pens. So I use these primarily when I'm traveling, but I will sometimes attach them to notebooks and use them. But we can talk a little bit about my Kawecos, and then we can get into the 8 more pen questions. All right, so I have, this one is not a fountain pen. This is a rollerball. I got this early on. I got this before I really started collecting Kawecos. But so I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 Kaweco sports. Technically have room for 5 more. So I'm a big proponent of if you have space for something and you really like that thing, it's okay to keep collecting it. So I have space in here, right? I can get 5 more. I buy them as the colors come out and I like them, etc. So let's just talk about what is in here. And I will start with, I'll start with my favorite. Keep that in mind for Friday's giveaway. This is another favorite. This is the Kaweco Brass Sport, and I have a gold plated clip on it. These clips are removable. You can put them on any pen. I just have a selection of the clips that I like, and I'll put them on pens as I am using them. So this is the brass. It is my favorite. I mean, the weight on it is amazing. The fact that it patinas over time, you cannot go wrong. It has a fine nib. I'm pretty sure it's inked up with something. Yes. I primarily only use cartridges in my Kaweco Sport. Today we're going to do something different, and we're actually going to put some bottled ink in. My stomach's growling because I haven't had breakfast. My bad. We're going to put some ink in a cartridge and use it. Cartridge or converter and use it. But this brass, I mean, it is sweet. Let's just do a little writing in my cute little notebook, which I'm just going to write on this page. This is Kaweco Sport Brass. Fine, you can't go wrong. Okay. And I think the ink is, I've had this ink cartridge in here for a while, so hello, sunshine. So it might be my favorite. So this is my favorite pocket pen. I can write with this for a pretty long session without my hands hurting or anything. Right? So this is my favorite. I got this one. This was not my first Kaweco Sport. Was it my first Kaweco Sport? Did I go straight for the brass? I don't remember, because these were the 2 that I had for the longest. And I know that I got the Fox, this orange color, in Paris in November 2021. And so I feel like this was my second one. I feel like this was my first one, because in my mind I was thinking, oh, I'll get the brass one. I don't have to get any more other ones. This will last. This is all I need. But got to Paris, went to Paper Tiger, which is a fave stationery store in Paris. I go every time I'm back there, and I've been 5 times since the first time. Kaweco Sport and Fox, and this one I'm pretty sure is a medium nib. I don't think it's inked up with anything right at the moment, no. But love it. It's sentimental. Okay, so I have that one. And I don't want to go, I think Yoseka did a really great video on the different types of Kawecos. So there's like Kaweco Sport, there's Kaweco Collection, that kind of thing. So I would encourage you to check out Yoseka's video so that you can learn all about the different collections. I buy them based on the color, based on what I'm in the mood for, right? I don't think I'm going to get any other metal ones. Like I know they have like copper and other things like that. I think I'm happy with my brass. That's enough. So I have the fox, and then I got the black one. Did I get the black one? No, I got these colorful ones. I think I got all of these at the same time. I got these from Jet Pens. And this is a Kaweco Sport, and these are my summer pins. So when I'm traveling in the summer, I take these with me. And again, I don't think I have any of these. Oh, so this is a good example of what I wanted to show you. So this one is finished with this ink cartridge. Let me show you the ink cartridges. So I have a bag, and I have the cartridges come in all sorts of colors. Pearl black. I have palm green. I don't seem to have, I think these slipped out, but this is caramel brown. This is why I keep them in a Ziploc bag because, you know, midnight blue. I don't really use this one that much because look at this color. Paradise blue. Ruby red, which is like a pink magenta. I usually put that one in this one. And then I have another blue, which is royal blue. And I should have said that this is a German brand. Okay. Not that that means anything. It's just that it means it's a Western nib. I have some more pearl black because you can't go wrong with having more. And then I have this orangey color, sunrise orange. I think when I bought these, there was like a 6-pack of colors, so I didn't go and pick them out. And then I have some Pilot cartridges for when I just want to pop this in my Pilot Pereira. That was the name of the pocket pen that I have. And then I have some cartridges in here that this one goes in here. So you can buy cartridges for your Kaweco and just only use cartridges. And it makes it easy, it's clean, but you can take it a step further. Oh wow, these are all brown. You can take it a step further. Yeah, these are all my browns that just fell out. By reusing these cartridges. So you'll hear often that pens are a cartridge converter. Like people use it as one word. But it means that the pen can either take a cartridge like this, or it can take a converter like this. Now these converters are trash because they don't hold, like I don't think I ever used it. It only holds that much ink, right? Compared to the cartridge. Look at that. I'll bring it in. You see the difference? Like this is a little bit of ink. You get a little bit more ink if you use the cartridge. But I bought this so I can use it because I wanted to use my bottle inks. But I learned from the community, fountain pen community, that all I needed to do was save one of these, and this is where this blunt syringe comes in handy because you can clean these out really well and just fill them up with ink and reuse these. Okay, so you may not want to buy, and I didn't know this before I bought all these inks in a 6-pack. You may just want to buy 1 pack of ink and then know that you get 6 of these cartridges, and when you're finished with them, now you have 6. You see, I have so many, I started keeping them. You have these that you can just clean out and reuse. In fact, when I was traveling, I always wanted to carry my Diatramentis black ink. So I would save these, clean them out, and then fill up a bunch with Diatramentis. So I keep these. So let me just put them, and I'll wash them out periodically as I'm remembering to, when I'm cleaning. So I have one that's already cleaned, and we're going to use that one today. And yes, it has a blue thing on the top, but who cares? We're going to put some other ink in there. So I'll put those in there because they need to be cleaned. So just know that you can use, and I'll take this out because this needs to be cleaned. You can use a cartridge, reuse a cartridge, or you can use a converter with these pocket pens. So let me move all of this out the way because we're not gonna, I don't think we're gonna use any of these, but I got all of these. These are my summer pens. And I think they're all empty. And these are kind of translucent, so you can kind of see in there. But I just thought they were cute. They look like melons. Okay, so I got those. And then I think I got these two. Separate times. Like I didn't buy them all at the same time. But this was a separate one. I got this mainly because I wanted to use it with my this is a gold-plated nib. All of these are steel nibs that are either steel like this, right? Steel like that, or they are still steel but gold-plated. They do sell gold nibs for the Kawecos, and I plan to upgrade my beloved brass this year for my birthday, so my birthday fund money, with a gold nib. So if I buy anything on fountain pen day, it will be a gold nib for my Kaweco. If I don't see it at a price that I like on Friday, then I will wait for Black Friday. Maybe there might be a sale. But I do want to upgrade this one because I really, really love it. And that way this steel nib will now become a gold nib. So then I got these two, and this is Kaweco Sport. And I got this one to go in my passport. The one that was customized by Baumkuchen Truly Yours. I'll leave the link in the description or somewhere on the screen so you can look at that, but it's specifically when I am traveling. So I take this one a lot in that passport TN because it matches. You know, I love a good match. This other one I got specifically for my prayer journal. Not prayer journal, sorry. Gratitude journal. This is my 5-year Hobonichi Techo. This is my second go round with the 5-year Techo. I love it for gratitude list making. I've been writing gratitude lists for over 15 years every day. Love it. But this year I bought a leather cover from Hobonichi, not this year, last year for 2025 from Hobonichi, and I'll be in this for the next 5 years. So when I saw this pen, I said, ooh, that's a good little match, right? So I like using this in my prayer journal, but why do I keep saying prayer journal? I probably need to go pray in my, or make a prayer journal. I do have a devotional journal. Anyway, in my gratitude list book. So that's what I got for that one. And then I got, I had to track this baby down. Okay. I love green so much. Green has me in a chokehold. It's not my favorite color, but it is up there. So I had to track this one down on eBay. And I think I paid $50 for this. So a little bit more than what I paid for these others. But it was worth it to me. And this is Kaweco Collection. And gold-plated nib. I believe this is a medium. Yep. But these nibs, you can swap them out. So if I wanted to find in here, I could put one of these in here. But this is a nice greeny color. Love it. And then I just put this. This is the only copper, because the rest of the clips I have are either gold, but then I have this copper one, which I really like. I think it looks nice. I sometimes put it on this one. And the clips come in all kinds of shapes and sizes, right? So they come in this flat, let me show you, flat shape, which I like. It's kind of modern. And then they come in this romantic, fancy shape too. So I like those. So I have three. I have three in the flat, 2 golds and a silver. And then in the romantic, I have, and I don't know the names of these, but I have 2 golds and a copper. And that's all I need. I can just switch them around as I need them. So I have that green one that I got. And then the next one I got was this cutie pie. When I saw this, I was like, gotta have it. Yellow is my joy color. And this is another Kaweco collection one. And I haven't inked this one up yet. I got this from, what is the name of that store? I've purchased from them a couple times. It'll come to me. And this one has a gold-plated nib, and this is a fine nib. But this is the one we're going to ink up today. This has never been inked up. But we're going to do it today, and I'm pretty sure you can guess what color we're going to go with. So, what is shaking? Oh. Why is it? Oh, I was like, what's in there? So, a lot of times these Kawecos come with cartridges, and I must have popped that in there and then changed my mind. So, we'll see. And it's just a blue one. So that one. And then the most recent one that I got, this was totally someone pen influencing me, but I don't mind being pen influenced every now and again. And that was this beautiful Hello Kitty one. And it was my friends over at Atlas. They have a really nice YouTube channel, and I watched their shorts. And I saw this one night when I shouldn't have been scrolling, honey. But this is a Hello Kitty one, and it's like glittery and purple. I thought that was cute. I do have a cartridge in here, of course, purple, and I'll show you how that writes. And the ink that I have in here is it Midnight Blue? It's not Midnight Blue. I'm missing a cartridge because I do have purple cartridges. That's interesting. I don't know where it would be. So let's just look at this one. Nice. They write so nice. Like, I haven't gotten a bad Kaweco Sport, and I know some people will say they're inconsistent, but I've gotten good ones. I will say that the gold-plated fine nib and the steel, just the silver steel nib, they write differently. The gold-plated one feels even smoother to me, so that's just something to note. Such a cute, fun pen. But I just love it. And it came with like a keychain and everything. I mean, it was a whole production for this Hello Kitty one. And I paid $40 for this one. But no regrets, no regrets, no regrets. Glad to have it in my collection. So that is my little Kaweco Sport collection and my Galen leather. I will keep my eyes peeled over the next however many years and just keep adding as I feel like it. As new ones come out that I'm excited about the colorway. I would love to have I would love, there's the matcha latte. I think it's called macchiato. It's like a tannish one. That one is cute, but I'm not willing to pay extra for it. It's an older pen and people are charging a lot for it. But we'll just wait and see what other colors come out. I think a red pen would be nice. I think a blue pen would be nice if I can find a blue color that I like. I would love for them to come out with like a vibrant green or jade green. Like if they came out with one of these colors, I would totally jump all over it. A few years ago, they came out with a brown one. I've been trying to track that brown one down. I would love pens in either one of these colors, but you know, once they're gone, like it's hard to track them down. Not hard to track them down, but people double the price. So that is that. Okay, so that is my Kaweco collection. Now let's ink up a pen. And let's get on these 8-pen questions. First question, do you have different uses for different pens? Girl, yes. Like I just mentioned, oh, this is going to be interesting. This has shimmer in it, but it's very fine. So yes, I have different pens. I mean, I use my pens primarily for journaling. So morning pages, writing in my diary, writing in my gratitude list, writing in my reading journal. So I use my pens mostly for journaling, not a lot for planning. And I like to use all my pens. I like to rotate them. So I don't really have any specific pen for a specific thing, except I think this was the only pen that I bought specifically for a journal, which was my gratitude list journal. Everything else I just buy and I use. I will say that all of my Kawecos are for travel. So I travel, I take this. I always take my brass because it's just like, I love it. And then I'll be like, okay, if it's summer, then I'm like, all right, I'm taking the pink one. And then I just pop them in there. I have 2. They don't take up much space. They're protected. Pop them in my bag, right? So Kaweco Sports are for traveling. I still use them when I'm not traveling, but when I am traveling, I don't take my big fountain pens. It's just, I mean, I have done that before if I'm going to like New York, but if I'm traveling somewhere else in the world, I'm not taking my pens. We're just taking these. These can be replaced, no problem. Even the brass one, I would replace it if I lost it. I wouldn't feel crazy for doing so. So that is that. So we're gonna ink up this yellow one with this pineapple spritzy that I've been so intrigued by, and it's a glitter ink. And just for show, I could use the converter, but I'm not because I want to have enough ink in this. So I'm just using this cleaned out pen, and I'll just show you how it goes. You take this and this thing goes up and down. You want to have it all the way down. I feel like it's clean. And then you put it in the bottle. You don't have to take up a lot and I took up way too much, but you see how you got some in there? And then you just put the syringe in here and then you fill it up. Oh, I got a good amount. I didn't overdo it because I don't like putting ink back in the bottle. So that is completely filled up. And then I would take this, wipe it on my towel, and then clean that up later. So now that this is full of ink, all I have to do is just pop it here. Pop it right in there, and we're good to go. We're cooking with grease, as the old folks say. All right, so we will close this up. See how easy and clean that was? This is why you need a syringe. It's just easy. No matter the size of the bottle. This could have been a bigger bottle. This could have been a sample. It's just clean. And you can do that same motion with your converter. Just open the converter, stick the syringe in there, fill it up, and it's like not messy. So I'm going to give this a few minutes to kind of get itself together. Question number 2, how do you choose the inks and pens you will use next? Girl, sometimes it's a feeling. Like sometimes I go to bed at night and I will wake up saying, oh my God, I want to use this pen. It happens a lot, not just with my fountain pens, but also with my gel pens. Like I was on a Muji like string for a while because one night I went to sleep and I was like, again, I write a lot by hand and I don't do a lot of things digitally. And sometimes you just know what feel you want. Like this morning, I used my Lamy AL Star to do my morning pages and it felt so good. It was the exact amount of feedback that I wanted. So I don't have a rhyme or reason. I do look at my pens and say, oh wow, I haven't used those in a while. Let's go ahead and use them. Kind of like I have been thinking about these Twisbies for a while. Like I want to use my things. So I'm glad that now these are up. When I'm just sitting at my desk and I need to do a brain dump, I can grab one of these pens and brain dump in my journal. But sometimes it's just like a feeling like, ooh, I miss that feeling. Ooh, I miss that kind of feedback or that smoothness. So yeah. Question number 3, what pen do you prefer for longer writing sessions? I'm so happy you asked, girl. So for longer writing sessions, I fell in love with, where is it? Here it is. It's on my slip pen. Esterbrook SD. I love a good cigar shape. This is my favorite shape of pen. I just love it. It's classic. It's timeless. But Estes are the most comfortable writing pens in my collection, and I will keep buying them. They are just I can write hours. No pen fatigue. You cannot do that with a Sailor Pro Gear Slim. I think a Pro Gear is, you can write longer with, but a Pro Gear Slim, no. It's cute, but this is it for me. This shape, I can write forever with this. That's why I have, how many SCs do I have? I have 2. I have 2. I'm going to get another one because they're wonderful. I mean, they're priced really high for a steel nib pen. They're like $200, a little under $200, but I love it. So that is that, babe. Let's do this writing sample real quick, and then we will do the rest of the questions. Okay, Kaweco. It's very light, so I don't know who is doing this. Okay. Wait a minute. It hasn't warmed up yet. Hold on a minute. Sometimes you just gotta let these pens like get themselves together. So we're gonna keep going and then I'll continue with the writing sample. What is your all-time favorite pen? Oh, why you gotta do this to me? This was hard because you know I have my holy grail pen, which is my Pelikan M800, which I showed you yesterday. Neck and neck with this, so that's why I'm going to show you this one, because it's still my favorite. It's my favorite. But my grail pen is my grail pen. My favorite pen is my favorite pen. And my favorite pen is Pilot Custom 823. I have yet to take this apart to like fully clean it. So, but shimmer does not go in this. Absolutely not. But this feels so smooth to write with. It is exceptional. It's a, I think they call this, is this a vacuum fill pen? I think that's what this is. So what you do is you open it up like this, you pop it in the ink container, and then you push this down, and then the ink fills up this compartment, and then you twist it to close it. The key with this is that in order to write with it, you have to open this little knob a little bit to let air in. Because I've written with this when it was closed, and you can get about half page down, and then you're like, why is the ink not flowing? And I have to remember like, oh, you have to open this a little bit. But this is so wonderful. Like, I love it. I love my Pilot Custom 823. A really good resource for you is Goulet Pens. They have all of these guides and nib guides. They tell you all about pens. They have this article about Pilot pens that is so fascinating. Like, why is it called custom? What does that mean? It just means it has the rounded ends and a ball clip. And they have just higher quality materials. And then the Custom Heritage has the flat top, for example. Why is it called 823? Well, apparently the 82 means that this pen was created, this model was created 82 years after Pilot started. Pilot started in 1918. So 82 years later, Pilot made the Pilot Custom 823. What does the 3 mean? Well, the 3 means that's how much it costs in yen. 30,000 yen. So it starts with the 3. So you can imagine the Pilot Custom 743. It was made 74 years after Pilot started, and the 3 means it started off at a price of 30,000 yen. So anyway, it's fascinating stuff. So go read the Goulet Pen blog. So this is my favorite pen. But it's neck and neck with the Pelican, so I don't know. This may be clogging, so that could just be like, this is not a good, because I'm not getting anything, and I don't know. So the tricky thing about using cartridges instead of a converter is that there's nothing I can do here. Like, I can't twist, like on the converter, you can twist it to kind of like push the ink through the feed. With these cartridges, you just gotta wait. And I do think not every pen works well with shimmer, so there's that. We tried, girl. I'll keep trying. Sometimes it just needs to warm up. I don't know. I'm not getting, okay. Am I getting, and I'm trying not to press too hard, but okay. It's helping. But I'm not satisfied with this, so I don't know if I would recommend. We're gonna have to come back tomorrow and I'll let you know if something happened. Sometimes I have to just leave it like this so that the pen it's primed. Let's see if we just prime the, I don't think that's gonna do anything. It'll give you a little bit of ink for the sample writing, but no, it's not doing anything. Anyway, see, real time. I'm not gonna hide it from you. I think you have to, there are pros and cons to using, and this is a shimmer ink, so I think it's taken its time to kind of get itself together. But what I'll do is I'll leave it like this in the pen cup, so it can just sit like that for a couple hours, and we'll see. Next question. If you have to choose one nib size, which would it be? So I started off as a person who would always gravitate towards mediums, but I think if I only had to choose one, I would go with a fine, and I'm talking about a Western fine, right? So Esterbrook, everything in the West. But if it's a Japanese pen, then I want a medium nib, which is the equivalent of a fine, Western fine. So, okay, so number 6, what is your favorite nib grind? So I'm new to nib grinds. The first nib grind that I bought it on a pen, and it was an Esterbrook SD pen with a journaler's nib. And I love that nib grind. I recommend it. It's wonderful. It has a nice amount of feedback. It's like in between a medium and a fine. It makes these curly cutes. I mean, it's just lovely. And then this past April at the Atlanta Pen Show, I tried some other grinds. I had one of my pens ground down to a mini stub. I got a cursive smooth italic grind. And then I went over to Franklin Christoph and tried their fine italic grind. and got that one. Love it. And then I tried the Franklin Christoph's proprietary nib called the Sigma nib. That thing is magical. I love the Sigma nib. It is my favorite nib grind at the moment. I have a bold one, right? A broad one, sorry, not bold. Broad. Sigma broad nib. And I love it. Okay? I want to get another one because I think I damaged it by accident. I'm not sure how, but it's not writing the way I remember. So I want to get a medium one as well. But my favorite nib grind is the Franklin Christoph Sigma nibs. And I tried all of them and I loved all of them. Number 7, if you could only use one ink for the rest of your life, what would it be? Why? Why would we do that? Like, why would we do that, friend, when we have samples galore? Like, samples galore. Why would I do that? Don't make me choose. But if I had to, I think, and I would not tire, and I'm taking black off the table here, but I would not tire of Robert Oster's Cafe Crema in any pen. And it looks different in a broad nib than a fine nib, but that's what I could have that and just be okay with my life, okay? Final question. What is an absolute deal breaker for you for a pen and for ink? I don't have any deal breakers, really. Not for ink. Oh, inks. I would say for inks, I prefer wetter inks. And I'm still new to inks. So I always go by, oh, that color is so pretty. And then I'll just get the ink, not really checking to see if this is a wet ink or dry ink. I don't like dry inks. They're not, I don't like it. So I am trying to take my time with buying big ink bottles and just kind of like investigating, is this a wet ink? Because I prefer wet inks. Right? As far as a pen, I don't have any deal breakers. I still am exploring and will try out new ones. I don't care if they're $5 or $500. I don't care. So that's that. And then there's a bonus question, which brings me to Friday's giveaway. The bonus question is, what is one pen everyone should have? Here's the one pen I think everyone should have. My Tamagotchi is growing right now. Oh, I got her. That's the one I was trying to get. She's a cutie. Hi, cutie. Anyway, the pen that I think everybody should have is the Pilot Kakuno. You can't go wrong here. First of all, how satisfying. Listen. Can't go wrong with this. And this takes cartridges or that converter that I showed you earlier in the video. This is the one pen that I think I want to influence you to get. It's about $10. And in this Friday's giveaway, I'm going to show you the Kakuno that will be in the giveaway. It is a fancy Kakuno, so it doesn't cost $10. It costs double that. But you can get these Kakunos and they are just $10. And they all come with these smiley faces that are adorable. So I would recommend a Kakuno in a fine or a medium. I use these primarily for art, and I have them set up so that I can use platinum carbon black in here, which is a permanent ink, and that's why they're in my art pouch. You know, my art pouchy. So I would recommend you get a Kakuno. So if you come back Friday and want to, you know, enter the giveaway, I'm going to be giving away a Pilot Kakuno, a whole bunch of inks, and a notebook with some nice paper, and just because I want you to have nice things, friend. So that is it for today. I know it was another long video. I'm so freaking chatty. And I will keep working on this failure of a ink swatch. I just think I don't know what's going on. If you know what's going on in the comments, let me know. Because this shouldn't be this way. This shouldn't be this way. Anyway, I will catch you in the next video, friend. And thank you for being here. I love it. Oh my God, this one was so good. This is bittersweet. Diamond. Thank you for being here, and I will see you tomorrow. We'll talk about some more pen and inky goodness. And yeah, thank you so much for liking, comment, and subscribing. I hope that you have a wonderful day playing in your pen and inks, okay? Go grab some joy. And I will catch you in the next video, friend. Bye!